Hello, Cannabis friends. Just want to say good morning and welcome to another unboxing. I got a special package in today from Amazon. I wanted to unbox it and share it with all of you today. So here we go. I'll try to get into some lovely packaging. Oh, brought my scissors. Yeah. All right. So here we go. 2 bucks. There we go. First one is the Feminist Weed Farmer. I was inspired to buy this because I read a couple articles on Madrone Stewart. Here we go. Yes, of course it's all backwards, but yes. The title is Feminist Weed Farmer, Growing Mindful Medicine in Your Own Backyard. And I went ahead and did a little background research too, that Madrone actually wrote this book because she was giving a how-to to the people that were taking over her farm. She had a purple kite farm where she was growing weed for herself and others, and she went ahead and she was stepping away from Purple Kite Farm and she was putting it in the hands of others, so she wanted to give a how-to on to how to run her farm. And so this was her how-to book, and then she realized she was taking on a couple other different angles with this, and she was writing in some anecdotes, some biography pieces, and it really kind of took on a little bit different turn after she went ahead and did the how-to to the people taking over the farm, and it really took on a nice feminist turn to it. And so I'm looking forward to reading it, and then hopefully I'll get some one-on-one time with her, and if I do, I'll make sure we share that. So I'm really excited. Again, Feminist Weed Farmer, list price is $9.95. Got it through Amazon. Wonderful. And I always like when books come with illustrations. Look at, very self-explanatory. And oh, yep, here we go. In the back, 20 ideas for enriching your cannabis growing experience. Always love those things. A little bit more about the author, and she's not hard to find online. I actually Googled interviews with Madrone Stewart and picked out quite a few nice ones to turn to. The second book, which I'm super excited about, for any of you who've been following me on Genesee Cannabis Club on Instagram, I took a nice path the other day with one of my friends with some syllabus in. So this one's called The Rebels Apothecary, a practical guide to the healing magic of cannabis, CBD, and mushrooms by Jenny Sansouci, and the foreword is by Frank Lipman, MD. Now, Jenny has an interesting path that has taken her to writing this book, and it all centers around her dad and her dad's trials with cancer, and that's kind of how she went ahead and came about this. And she actually also came about this through a blog. She was writing a blog sharing her experiences with helping with her dad and his experiences with chemotherapy and his cancer and how to treat it, and looking at cannabis and mushrooms to help him through his journey. And also a book agent or whatever found her blog, really thought it was great. And another interesting thing too is she comes at writing this from a point of sobriety, which I thought is really interesting. So she talks a lot about that, and ways to caution those who might be looking to heal themselves, but also heal themselves from a point of sobriety, especially when you're using cannabis with THC. She explains the differences of CBD and THC, and different ways to the different formulations of THC and CBD and different ratios, and how they both can be beneficial, and cautions like for people who might be super sensitive to addictions, and ways to look at THC in different mindsets, which I thought was really kind of interesting. And and also with the mushroom piece too, that there's a lot of mushrooms in here that are not quote unquote the magic mushrooms or psilocybin based mushrooms, that there's chaga and lion's mane and other healthful food as medicine mushrooms in here too. So I am really looking forward to reading and doing a deep dive into this. And as I see, oh my gosh, there's recipes, shiitake gravy, grilled maitake mushrooms. I might be pronouncing that incorrectly, but she's got chefs that are contributing this. Different ways to forage in the wild, which of course those of you who do forage in the wild, please be respectful. Always, take a tiny portion of what you see there in the wild, because you never know who may have wildcrafted or foraged before you. So we always want to leave some for Mother Nature to be able to regenerate, into the next season and the seasons beyond, because we just don't know how many people are coming before us or after us. And there's a lot of very endangered or at-risk native species that have been foraged for too long and have not been given a chance to regenerate themselves, or people who are not very nice, givers back to the earth, and ethical in the way that they forage, and it's just kind of like, give me all, because I'm going to turn around and make it into a business, as opposed to being very respectful to Mother Earth and the goddess, which I feel very strongly about. So finding a patch, they have golden seal, or what do I want to say? American ginseng in the wild. Those are wonderful, beautiful, goddess-given patches to find, but we certainly don't shout out that we found them, and then we harvest them respectfully, and taking a portion and then tending them in the wild when we find our patches, and being respectful of that. But that's a little, you know, tangent to go on. But again, my super new books to read and catch up on this weekend and into the future. So again, The Feminist Weed Farmer, Growing Mindful Medicine by Madrone Stewart, and the Rebels Apothecary, A Practical Guide to the Healing Magic of Cannabis, CBD, and Mushrooms by Jenny Sansouci. Both of these women can be found online, and I highly suggest you even go through and do like interview of, and Google that, because it was a great experience looking up some of these women, and their philosophy on life, their philosophy on gardening, and raising. And another really thing too about Madrone Stewart is that, to stress on, women weed farmers. We do not have many of them. We need more women weed farmers. Come on, ladies. Let's get out there. I know we all have green thumbs, or most of us do. We're all, especially this past spring and summer, we're all growing gardens, getting back to the earth, giving back to the soil, growing our soil again, giving it new life. Come on, let's get out there. Let's grow some cannabis. There's so many different ways to do it. Let's get out there and be disruptors in the cannabis market. We need more women out there growing. So if you do, leave a message in the comments. I'd love to talk to you, love to interview you. Let's talk more about women in cannabis. Take care, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Check out these titles. I'll leave links in the bio, or links below. Take care.